it's me, Teacher Jeanne. In this lesson, you will learn about dividing fractions. Now, before we proceed on our lesson, let's have a warm-up. Give the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of each of the following. For number 1, we have 3 that can be written as 3 over 1. When we say multiplicative inverse or reciprocal, the numerator 3 turn into the denominator and the denominator 1 turn into the numerator. So, the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of 3 over 1 is 1 over 3. For number 2, we have negative 1 over 8. Get the reciprocal, so the multiplicative inverse is negative 8 over 1, or simply write negative 8. For number 3, we have 5 over 4. So get the reciprocal, the multiplicative inverse is 4 over 5. For number 4, 7 over 15, get the reciprocal, or the multiplicative inverse is 15 over 7. And that is an improper fraction. So we're going to change it into mixed number. And the result is 2 and 1 over 7. For number 5, we have 2 over 3 or 2/3. Get the reciprocal, or the multiplicative inverse is 3 over 2. And that is again an improper fraction, so we need to change it into mixed number. And the result is 1 and 1/2 or 1 and 1 over 2. For number 6, we have negative 25. Can be written as negative 25 over 1. So get the reciprocal, or the multiplicative inverse is negative 1 over 25. So take note, negative is not allowed on the denominator, so we can write it on the numerator or a line on the fraction bar. For number 7, we have 3 and 1 over 9. So that is a mixed number, so we can change it into improper fraction. So simply multiply 9 times 3 is equal to 27 plus 1 is equal to 28 over 9. Then get the reciprocal, or the multiplicative inverse is 9 over 28. For number 8, we have 3 over 7. Get the reciprocal, or the multiplicative inverse is 7 over 3. And that is an improper fraction, so we need to change it into mixed number. So simply divide, and the result is 2 and 1/3. For number 9, we have 11 over 5. So get the reciprocal, or the multiplicative inverse is 5 over 11. And for number 10, we have negative 9 over 2. So get the reciprocal, or the multiplicative inverse is equal to negative 2 over 9, or negative a line on the fraction bar. So take note, 8 times 1 over a, and a whole number is considered a numerator. So we have a over a, and a divided by a is equal to 1. A over b times b over a, that is equal to ab over ab, and ab divided by ab is equal to 1. To divide fractions, first, multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. Second, factor the numerator and denominator completely. Third, divide or cancel out common factors. And for the last, multiply the remaining terms on both numerators and denominators. Now, given a over b divided by c over d, first we're going to copy a over b, then change the operation division to multiplication, then get the reciprocal of c over d, and that is d over c. Then perform multiplication, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So a times d is equal to ad over b times c is equal to bc. So the result is ad over bc, where b, c, and d is not equal to 0. Now, for you to understand, let's have the following examples. Perform the indicated operations. For number 1, the given is 3 divided by 3 over 4. First, multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. So here, 3 can be written as 3 over 1. Then change division to multiplication, then get the reciprocal of 3 over 4. So the numerator 3 turn into the denominator, and the denominator 4 turn into the numerator. So the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of 3 over 4 is 4 over 3. Then proceed on multiplication. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. Or we can factor the numerator and denominator completely so that we can divide or cancel out common factors. Notice that we have the common 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1. Then multiply the remaining on both numerators and denominators. So on the numerator, we have the remaining 1 times 4 is equal to 4. Then on the denominator, we have the remaining 1. So 4 divided by 1, still we have 4. Now take note, any number divided by 1, still the number. So we have 4. For number 2, we have 4 over 9 divided by negative 2. So we have the dividend 4 over 9 divided by negative 2 can be written as negative 2 over 1. Then multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. So we have the dividend 4 over 9, then change division to multiplication, then get the reciprocal of negative 2 over 1, which is negative 1 over 2. So the negative is not allowed on the denominator, so we keep that on the numerator. Then factor the numerator and denominator completely, so we can divide or cancel out common factors. So 4 and 2 have a greatest common factor, which is 2, so we can divide 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. Then 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Then multiply the remaining on both numerators and denominators. So we have 2 times negative 1 is equal to negative 2 over 9 times 1 is equal to 9. So if we have a negative on the numerator, we can also write it a line on the fraction bar. So either of the two is considered correct. For number 3, we have the given negative 15 over 48 divided by negative 25 over 32. First, we're going to multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. So we have the dividend negative 15 over 48. Then change division to multiplication. Then get the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of negative 25 over 32. And that is negative 32 over 25. Then factor the numerator and denominator completely, so we can divide or cancel out common factors. So negative 15 and 25 have a greatest common factor, which is 5. So negative 15 divided by 5 is equal to negative 3. 25 divided by 5 is equal to 5. Then negative 32 and 48 have a greatest common factor, which is 16. Negative 32 divided by 16 is equal to negative 2. 48 divided by 16 is equal to 3. Then multiply the remaining on both numerators and denominators. So on the numerator, we have the remaining negative 3 times negative 2. On the denominator, we have the remaining 3 times 5. Now notice that we can still cancel negative 3 divided by 3, that is equal to negative 1. Then negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2 over the denominator 5. So we have 2 over 5 or 2/5 as the final answer. For number 4, we have 16 over 21 divided by 24 over 14. First, we're going to multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. So we're going to write the dividend 16 over 21. Then change division to multiplication. Then get the reciprocal of the divisor 24 over 14. And that is 14 over 24. Then factor the numerator and denominator so that we can divide or cancel out common factors. Now 16 and 24 have a greatest common factor, which is 8. 16 divided by 8 is equal to 2. 24 divided by 8 is equal to 3. 14 and 21 have a greatest common factor, which is 7. So we can cancel 14 divided by 7 is equal to 2. 21 divided by 7 is equal to 3. Then multiply the remaining on both numerators and denominators. So we have on the numerator are 2 times 2, and on the denominator we have 3 times 3. So 2 times 2 is equal to 4, and 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And that is the final answer. For number 5, we have the given 3 and 3/5 divided by 6 over 20. So first, we're going to change the mixed number into improper fraction. So simply multiply 5 times 3 is equal to 15 plus 3 is equal to 18 over 5. Then multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. So we're going to change division to multiplication and get the reciprocal of 6 over 20. And that is times 20 over 6. Then we're going to factor the numerator and denominator completely so that we can divide or cancel out common factors. So on 18 and 6, the greatest common factor is 6. So canceled 18 divided by 6 is equal to 3. 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. Then 20 and 5 have a greatest common factor, which is 5. 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. Then multiply the remaining on both numerators and denominators. So on the numerator, we have the remaining remaining 3 times 4. On the denominator, we have the remaining 1 times 1. Perform the operation. So we have 3 times 4 is equal to 12 over 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Any number divided by 1, still we have the number. So 12 divided by 1, still we have 12 as the final answer. For number 6, we have the given 4 and 2 over 7 divided by 1 and 1 over 14. So first, we're going to change the mixed number into improper fraction. So simply multiply 7 times 4 is equal to 28 plus 2 is equal to 30 over 7. Then we're going to multiply 14 times 1. We have 14 plus 1, that is 15 over 14. Then we're going to multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. So first, we're going to copy 30 over 7, then change the division to multiplication. Then get the reciprocal of 15 over 14, that is 14 over 15. Then factor the numerator and denominator so we can divide or cancel out common factors. So 30 and 15 have a greatest common factor, which is 15. 30 divided by 15 is equal to 2. 15 divided by 15 is equal to 1. 14 and 7 have a greatest common factor, which is 7. So 14 divided by 7 is equal to 2 and 7 divided by 7 is equal to 1. Then multiply the remaining on both numerators and denominators. So we have on the numerator is 2 times 2. On the denominator, we have 1 times 1. So simply multiply 2 times 2, we have 4 over 1 times 1 is equal to 1. So again, any number divided by 1 is still we have the number. So 4 divided by 1, we have 4 as the final answer. Now it's your turn. Do it yourself. Perform the indicated operations. Don't forget to comment down below your answers. Happy learning! Thanks for watching. Please like and share. And don't forget to subscribe on my channel and click the bell button so that you will be notified whenever I'm going to upload a new one. Maraming salamat!